Rogat Racing presents Show Us Your Tips, November 3rd of 2021. We're looking towards Oaks Day at Flemington. How did the cup treat you, Beaver?
Mate, not too shabby at the end of the day. Look, I think as we said on the show, Incentivise was certainly the horse that we thought was to beat, but did say that I was pretty keen on two knockout chances in Floating Artist and Very Elegant. And fortunately enough, when I saw Very Elegant get out to 20s, I did have a few dollars on it. So it wasn't a complete blowout. I actually finished in front on the race. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, but the day itself was pretty tricky early. Tough to get a few winners, but yeah, it was didn't finish the day too bad. Quantico in the last, I think we both tipped it about the $6 mark, which was a nice win. So that was a good way to finish the day as well.
I think you tipped the quaddie as well. So
yes,
good work, and hopefully some people got a bit of the first four out of what we somehow put together there. So on the cup itself, so a nice result for the afternoon. And we head to Oaks Days, where the rail moves out 5 meters. Yeah, a bit of rain around, fair bit of rain at Kyneton watching today, but a bit of rain around. I'd say shouldn't get much worse than soft, but affected track. But it is Flemington, so it'll be fine, and we'll treat it as fair as it tends to be. There, we kick off with the first, which is the 700 meters. Fillies and mares start the day. Do you want to lead us away here, Beaver?
Yeah, look, tricky race to start the day. A pretty open field over the 1700 and sort of that tricky distance as well. I've landed on American Angel, third up with two pretty impressive seconds, to be honest. I thought both runs were pretty good, and prior to that, there's only a couple of lengths off me to Group 1 at Morphettville over 2,000. So I think it's working into this preparation nicely. Finishing off its races nicely, been less than a length in both of those. I think it gets its chance here tomorrow.
I liked it's a tricky race to start the day. I ended up just specking a couple of odds here. Derive, I think, it's returned in pretty good order this prep. It was 20s when I did the form, and nice enough win in a lower grade at Geelong. Comes here, and I think it fits okay. It's not it's not a race full of superstars. And I thought the Sydney form can hold up okay. So Showtime Lady and My Delight, both around the $8 mark, will run well here. So that was sort of the way I was looking to start the day in a tricky contest. Race 2 over the mile is the English Bracelet, where we see Cerulio Miss, who's flying this prep, got held back from the Group 1 on the weekend to come here, and I think it finds a very winnable race. I think it makes it 4 in a row, and pretty keen. So anything to add?
Yeah, no, I think the same. I think Cerulio Miss looks the horse to beat. I mean, Foxy Friday's got to be a danger.
Yeah.
It ran at a close second last start, and I think it does see it in better at the weights here. I think maybe 2 kilos better at the weights. I think Cerulio Miss goes up a kilo and Foxy Friday comes down a kilo or something like that. Yeah, so I think the weights are slightly turned, but I just think the other thing's going. I know it goes up 2.5, and I think the other one only goes up.
It's 2.5 swing. Yeah, it's 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 swing. Yeah, so that certainly brings Foxy Friday right back into this race against Cerulio Miss, but I'm happy to go with the winning form.
Beautiful. Race 3 is the 2-year-old fillies Group 3 up the straight, the Ottawa. What are you doing here?
Just let me as my page flicks over. Yeah, look, this is already really tough affair here. A couple of horses that have had a start, and then a couple of new starters. Hard to get a line on. I liked the trial of Satin Love from the Freedman stable. It's an $800,000 purchase. Worked to the line quite nicely in that, not extended. Gets J Mac aboard. I'm tipping J-Mac can find a length or two on a couple of these youngsters, and that might be enough for it to win the race.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got them covered down there. I was looking to the race form, which was Kiki Express and Cavalla. Both, this form through Kiki Express, the two horses that beat home, ran the Quinella and the Maribyrnong plate yesterday. And it was $7 when I did the form here. I think it's a reasonable bet, but a lot of question marks. Magic Carpet comes through the same race. Cavella did win on debut. I'm not sure about the strength of that race, but yeah, I'll look for the race brigade again. We saw that form stack up on Tuesday. Race 4 is a benchmark 90 over the 1800 meters. Another open contest where I actually was looking towards, I don't know if Mystery Shots necessarily come back all that well this prep. So I thought Saltpeter's flying, and as you often say, winning form's good form here. It's drawn for a nice blending run, and a few of these have either passed their best or we're still waiting to see any of their best. So happy to stick solid here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I tend to agree with you here. I think it's flying at the moment. Last two runs have been outstanding. I think this race sets up really nice for it. I think it can track into this race nicely, and it has a really good turn of foot. I think it's suited by Flemington. So I certainly think it's the hardest to beat. I expect something like 5th position to run much better.
Yeah, still waiting for him, yeah.
But I think tomorrow could be the day that it can put in a much improved performance. So keen to see how it goes. But yeah, slightly leaning towards Saltpeter.
Beautiful. Race 5 is the desirable stakes listed for the 3-year-old fillies. What are you thinking here?
Oh, look, Espiona, I really like it. One start, one win. It's been saved for this. It was supposed to be in Cup Day at Randwick. They've kept it for this. That's a good pointer for me. And while it doesn't normally miss when it does that, so obviously opinion of that. I'm not sure. I know Roots is still in the market, but I'd be surprised if it starts.
Yeah, it ran yesterday, so I can't imagine him putting it straight in a truck and backing up 2 days later. So
nah.
Yeah, I agree. J-Mac Waller on a spruik horse that run well on debut. Just one that's been forgotten here, I think, is Raduna. It's 40s at the moment, and I was given a chance against Fangirl where it started second favourite, and obviously that form stacked up pretty well on the weekend as well. And as I said, big price, it's going to roll across and lead here, but I think Espiona might be a nice horse. The quaddie kicks off with the Mum Century Stakes up the straight for over the 1,000. Are you with Malkovich, who's currently about $2.40?
I am with Malkovich here. I think it was an outstanding first up run. Yeah. Probably unlucky to get beat in that. Look, I think it just probably jumps well here. The gate should be fine. It can sit off the pace, or it can control the pace. Where whatever happens there, I think the straight will really suit it, and the soft track won't go against it. So I think it's really hard to beat in this affair.
Yeah, Malkovich on top for me as well. You've nailed it there. I thought the one that's been forgotten that can improve is Parlophone. It was 30s again. It's a talented horse. It has Bella Nipotina and Bo Rossa form. And just it has had a rough couple of runs in between, but 6-week freshen up back to the straight. And again, it's just one for the quaddies at 20s if you want to throw it in, but I think Malkovich is going to be very hard to beat here. And there's not a great deal of other opposition.
Yeah, I thought something like Vada, if the track gets heavy and really wet, obviously comes right into it.
Yeah, like your Vardas and that, they just haven't done much for all, but I think the argument you made, that's the best horse in the race. Definitely. Race 7 is the benchmark 80 over the mile, where I was sticking with the unbeaten Ride and Rose. I didn't mind its first up return. I thought it was tough. And I think there is a bit of a lack of depth here. So, Ride and Rose on top to hopefully find a nice trail in the running line and be tough again. The market's right. I think the other danger here is Bermudez, who ran well, resumed with a win. And yeah, there's a bit of a tail in this race. So they were the two I was looking to play, and pretty comfy doing it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, I thought it wasn't a bad race, to be honest. I thought the first 4 or 5 in the market were genuine chances. Real Sensation, Birmingham Boy, even Hickok, I think's not without a chance. So I thought the first 4 or 5 presented opportunities. I've gone for Bermudez. I love the first up win.
Yeah.
It's pretty pretty good in the straight. Crossed and just let him a merry dance. I think it's well weighted in this. The gate, I think it's better drawn than Right and Rose, which is drawn off the track. Got Oliver aboard, and its form last preparation, it started off really well, and then even though it sort of had a couple of 5s and 6s there, they were in pretty good standard races. It was only a few lengths off the horses like Chief Altony and Face Mask, Scantoon and Vainly. So they're all pretty good horses, and looks to have come back after a freshen up in pretty good order. So certainly at the $7-8, I'm pretty keen.
Cool. I think that may well be the way to ride it as well. They sort of faffed about going back in a couple of those races, and it gave them no chance last prep. So we'll see what that means here. Race 8 is the Group 1 Kennedy Oaks, the feature on the day for the 3-year-old fillies. We get the couple backing up from the weekend, meeting some of the other form. Not the biggest field we've seen in the Oaks. What are you doing?
Yeah, look, not the biggest field, but a fairly open field. As we know, the Oaks can toss up lots of different permutations in horses running the 2500. I've settled on Biscayne Bay from the Mar Eustace stable. I think it's 4th up now, gradual improvement each run. Thought its run at the Valley last start was outstanding. Caulfield, sorry, not at the Valley. At Caulfield last start against Daisy's Glint of Hope, lost its position, and then I thought it hit the line best of pretty much any horse in that race. Just looked like to me that the 2500 would suit. It's yeah. Look, I just think it gets all the favours here. Gate 3 can sit midfield, and then I just, by the looks of it, I think it might run out the strongest 2500.
And Hugh Bowman's won a few Oaks as well, so knows what he's doing in these races. I was same form line, but I was with the backup horses here. Daisy's on top. I thought was quite good. Riding the pace there under J-Mac and not Biscayne Bay, Willowy, who obviously ran it down. And Flemington Suits gets drawn for a nice run under Oliver. I think they're the 3. I'm quite happy to take on the form through the Guineas. So yeah, they're the 3 I'll play in this race. But well, J-Mac's having a spring, so I think it'll keep going at the moment. From the 2 we've mentioned there. Let's wrap up the day with the Red Roses Stakes up the straight for the 3-year-old fillies as well, Group 3. How are you taking us home?
Yeah, look, this is probably the hardest race on the day, to be honest. Really hard to get a line on. I've landed on the Newnham trained a very fine red coming down from Sydney.
Yeah.
I thought its win a couple of starts back over Overman was quite impressive, and then it stepped up a little bit in grade. Was only 3 lengths off Home Affairs and Paul Leal, and then same again. So I think it's been racing in better company than this. So I think it looks probably one of the hardest to beat and presents decent value.
Yeah, I've got Ceridus on top. I've had no luck. 2 of its runs this prep was very impressive in the other one. It gets hopefully by this time of the day the right part of the track, and we'll give you a sight. I like what you mentioned with the Sydney form there, and Dream Queen can springboard off its win. I thought it had all the honours in that race, and will be hard to beat again. It's $11, so a tricky way to end the day, but we'll see. Hopefully we're in front and can just knock it home. Your best. Do you want to do the quaddie? May as well keep going with the quaddies.
Not
these
Flemington
ones.
Quaddies, eh? Too easy, mate. Happy to do so. Okay, in the first leg, we will go number 6, 8, 10, 11,
Mhm.
In the second leg, we will go number 2, 5, 8, 9, and 15.
Yep.
In the third leg, we will go as number 2, 3, and 4.
Mhm.
And to finish off the day, we're going to finish with numbers 3, 5, 7, 10, and 11.
Beautiful. Cool. For progretracing.com.au, check them out for their free tips and extensive guides, your best and value on Kennedy Oaks Day.
Yeah, my value bet comes up in race 7, number 9, Bermudez, around the $7 to $8. I think that's what you'll get tomorrow. And my best bet of the day comes up in race 5, number 16, Espionona.
I'll make my best Cerealia miss in the second, and I'll make my value derive in the first around a $20 mark there. We'll see if we can kick the day off with a little bit of an each way play. You got anything for the rest of Australia? I'm not even sure what's on in Queensland. Or...
Matt, look, I didn't do a lot of form elsewhere.
No, it's okay. I'll quickly
I
mention. I think Wheelhouse will be very hard to beat in a feature at Hawkesbury, but it's been a long week, so I haven't had a look at much else.
Yeah, I also think in race 4, number 2 at Hawkesbury, For Valor from the Waterhouse stable, I think it's going to be super hard to beat. And up in Ipswich, I didn't have too much, but let me just see where the...
No stress at all. While you're doing that, I will mention, as I've said, Progrit Racing. Check out progretracing.com.au for their free tips, extensive guides, and plenty of news all the way through the Spring Carnival.
Yeah, look, I only had one in Ipswich, and that came up in the last race, race 7, number 4, Think Glory, at the $3.50 mark.
Very good. I will see you tomorrow for the Oaks, our traditional catch-up on Oaks Day. And
looking forward to it.
We will be back around that same time, either tomorrow or Friday, with our look towards McKinnon Stakes Day. I've had a quick look at Flemington. Looks a reasonable betting card. So that will be Flemington and Rose Hill as always. Good playing tomorrow, guys, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Catch you then.